Anyway, pizza rolls. All right, so you ready for some exhibition?
Some ecstasy?
Exposition that separates this remake from the original. Like, this whole thing with the ruler of Colima, because the original was just like Dracula was randomly in a castle. And then you went in there and you either killed him with a stake or
you ate steak with him.
And then you got the thing from his coffin. And it was kind of boring and dumb. But so this is the major retcon of the remake, is this whole sequence. So here is some exposition for your pleasure.
Welcome.
Gross.
Come in, please. Possum told me to expect you.
But I bet you weren't expecting this!
It is a little too cold to be serving to frail old ladies.
Oh, it's too cold. We gotta heat it up. Also, I think Possum died.
You place the now cold chicken soup over the crackling fire once more.
Phil!
After it heats up to eating temperature, you remove
right.
it again.
Now trade me your violin for this.
You offer the soup to Possum's
Blame some
grandma.
tunes on this,
Introduce
Granny.
yourself and wait courteously while the frail
Now.
elderly lady eats the nourishing meal.
Eat faster, Grandma!
When she is finished, she sets the empty bowl down elsewhere and turns her attention towards you.
Now your reward! Your eternal reward.
Prince Abubu.
If you would
Prince
like
Bobo.
to speak with me for a
Wrong
while,
game.
I would welcome your company.
Yeah,
Very
why
good.
am I
You should never turn away
suddenly...
a visitor,
What?
especially
German.
when she reaches the twilight of her life.
You can't help but feel a sense of finality in the old woman's words.
I'm going to die
You
right
must
now.
have something in return for
Now
your
it's too hot to
kindness.
serve to a frail
You do
old
not
lady.
need to risk your safety for an old, worn-out woman like myself. Look under the bed. You should find something to keep you a little warmer on a cold night.
Just reach in my
like this.
pocket, little
It's
boy,
my-
and get some of your change.
It's my granddaughter under the bed.
You peer
Drink
under
it in,
the
Jeff.
bed and find a thick black cloak. Lying atop it is a beautiful
This
ruby
ring will
encrusted
keep you
ring.
warm at night.
You pick both up with reverence.
I could not possibly take these fine things from you.
But they're already
Oh,
in my
please.
inventory, so I guess I did.
want you to have them. Nights in Colima are cold. Believe
It's cold in
me.
here because we're cooling down the
As for
CPU.
ring, well, perhaps it is better that I do not have it to remind me.
I found it
As
in
you
a
wish.
box of Frosted Flakes.
In
I
the
s-
box of Frosted Flakes.
I saw-
Now you got an Indian accent.
You are now wearing the
Well, just put them on. Why not? There's no place like home.
With a flourish, you fling the black
Flourish!
cloak around your
Wah!
neck and fasten it.
Ah, shink.
They say you're dramatic and it makes you so angry.
What else,
You have
Grandma?
a charming young granddaughter.
Ooh, he's got it on his
Grandma
portrait.
smiles at you graciously.
She
Awkward.
is a treasure to me.
Yeah.
I would do anything to ensure that no harm comes to her.
Include
Can
killing
I
you!
inquire what became of
Shrunk.
her parents?
Grandma frowns, and her eyes darken for a moment before she forces a melancholy smile to her face.
I ate them.
I was gonna
They
say
were
that.
lost to us many years ago. I am afraid dear Possum never really knew her parents.
She
It
did
must have
survive
been a
because she
daunting
learned how
task
to
raising
play
a child by
dead.
yourself,
Get it?
especially at your.
I get
I
it.
mean,
'Cause she's
At
old.
my age,
Now you're insensitive
I
to
am
old people.
certainly not
I'm
as young as I
insensitive
used
because
to
I'm
be,
freezing.
and there
You've
is
offended
no
everyone on
shame
this
in that.
stream.
I need that black
have tried
cloak.
to raise her as best I could to keep her safe and well. However, I
Well,
fear that
she's
as of
okay,
late,
yeah.
the reverse has become truer.
She keeps me safe and well, or I don't keep her safe or well. What's the reverse?
if you please, I was hoping you might tell me of the cloak and ring's origin.
I bought them at
The
Savers.
old woman closes her eyes as if the memory she seeks is painful to
None
her
of your
senses.
business.
They were rude
They
to
were
me at
my
the checkout.
husband's.
Oh.
He was a proud man. The last of his life.
Except for the granddaughter,
His family had
obviously.
been rich.
Last
A
was lying.
great
She's
deal of
got
old
kids.
money, you might say. They lived in that castle you might have seen to the north.
Last
With your
was
angry
Location upon
ranting.
that
Doesn't make any
island is
sense.
Evidence of
You don't
how
make- she
much
clearly has
they
progeny.
valued their
You don't have
privacy.
progeny.
He was a good man, my husband.
No place
He
like
took
home.
care of me. Certainly, he had his strange habits.
He used to pick his nose.
Most men do, if you will pardon me for saying so.
Hey!
I suspect that he practiced magic, so I could never catch him in the act.
And
Because
by-
it was always on
He
Saturday
would
nights.
frequently journey afar, taking that black cloak with him wherever he went, to places he would not talk about.
Vegas.
He said that it represented something important to a certain
So
group of
this
people.
black cloak thing,
and that
remind
I
me to
was
explain it when
never
we're done
to
with Grandma.
mention
Explain it when we're done with
anyone.
Grandma.
Thank you.
But he was always there for me. Always. Until that fateful night. We had been married
yikes.
just over a year, and I was heavy with child.
Clearly.
We were both out walking in the weirwood
No, she
forest
carried it
late
elsewhere.
one night.
Oh.
The air was warm.
Her
and
butt
in
was
our
pregnant?
youth, we
No.
paid little attention to the world and its many dangers.
Open her cheeks.
Besides, there was a full moon.
Maybe she's having
we
twins.
Could see clearly
Gross.
enough. A shadow passed over us.
I
We looked
don't
up,
know where your
thinking
children
it might have
are.
been a stray
I'm a stray cloud.
It was not. Descending upon us like a demon was the largest, most hideous bat I had ever seen. Its fangs were bared, and it dove straight for me. I must have screamed. My husband flung himself in front of me to protect
So
me.
is Graham
He
getting
swung
this
his arms
psychically
about
projected into
frantically
his
in hopes
brain?
of
This is
warding
just
the
his
It's just a
thing away.
flashback.
Perhaps he was trying to cast a spell, but
Sheesh.
could not recall
Suspend your
how it is
disbelief,
found.
jerk.
No, I
It
don't
paid
want
him
to.
no heed and would not be deterred. It swooped again and
You
again.
can see it swooping here
relentlessly.
in this painting I drew.
At one point, my
Eh.
husband's hand must have clipped
I
the
am
bat's
in
wing
pain.
because it lost control and crashed into his shoulder. He tried to
Crashed
wrest the
into
foul
his
creature
shoulder?
away, but
Is
then
that
he
that what we're going with
suddenly.
here?
Yep.
So
Instead of
how
it swooped down and got him on the neck
him?
because it was like, a fast vampire bat. No,
No.
it crashed into his
Just
shoulder.
like, oops, I'm a little drunk.
That last guy's blood was real rich.
He just faded with each passing hour.
Oh.
Within 2 days of the attack, my
Here's a
husband
graveyard
had
you'll
died.
never see.
We
I bet they
buried
all
him
say
on his
rap on them.
family's plantation
Oh, wait, that one
on
says
the
rip.
island.
On the island. Welcome to the island.
Sometimes
Dr. Moreau.
when I sleep, I can feel him watching over me,
Probably
guarding
because she's
me,
a vampire.
protecting me.
It's supposed to be a plot twist, I think.
He's waiting for my time to come, so we can be together always.
His
Okay.
name is
The
Edward
old lady
Cullen.
seems to be dozing off. You can
He
barely
sparkles in the
hear her
sunlight.
final words.
I miss him so.
Telling the story has clearly taken a great deal out of her.
One of the
You
first
watch the
slide
old woman a
projectors.
moment and notice her labored breathing as she sleeps. Despite the little girl's tireless daily efforts, perhaps there's nothing more to be done.
So you take a pillow and smother her. You're out of your misery.
You deserve this for that story. Didn't make sense.
I'm a fiend. So a couple things. First of all, so it's obvious.
It is a portrait of a young man. He looks
Yeah, whatever. It's obvious that Grandma here is the Count's wife. Yes, thank you. So he stayed in the castle as an undead vampire, but she just like got some random house in the middle of nowhere.
Well, they had issues later in life.
I mean, that's just awkward. Like, don't the townspeople know who she is, or did they just all
I
forget?
kept it a secret. It was like 1,000,000 years ago.
Okay, there's the second thing. So the thing with the black cloak. Uh-oh, hold on. There's a cutscene. I wasn't anticipating this.
Meanwhile,
What
it's
the-
that lady, grasshopper face.
me you have good news.
I don't. Go away.
King has arrived in Kalima, father.
Like way long
That is
time ago.
not what I meant.
Your burgers are done.
That is good news.
Oh yeah.
It's a loud beep.
It seems his reputation was not totally exaggerated.
I didn't actually try to do anything to him.
Still alive?
For now,
Cusco's still alive?
change soon, I
No, he's not as dead as we hoped.
The king has discovered that one of the gems he seeks is in the possession of a colleague of ours. Do you remember? Caldor.
Caldor.
Yeah, I think so. Didn't I take him to junior prom?
That's an anagram of Alufeet.
And there's no questioning his loyalty. My
Thought he was
humblest
Alucard.
apologies,
Oh, right.
Father, but would it not
Thiefula.
have been simpler for you to have dealt with Graham?
He was in this game. Remember, he came out of the rock.
Cool. Imagine the ensuing chaos where Daventry's king murdered in his own land.
Yeah, idiot.
How then would I be able to search for the item?
The item with a capital I.
Failure is not an option.
Understood, Father.
Keep me
Father.
preferably
Time.
of good King Graham's death.
He was merry, old soul. No, father, like the father in that weird flash forward.
I gathered.
Yeah, Darth Vader, dude.
Might have.
Okay, so the Black Cloak thing. In King's Quest VI, remember Abdul Al-Hazard in that game?
Yeah, bad advice.
Yeah, no, not Bad Advice. That was Quest for Glory.
Okay.
It's the guy that kind of looked like him, though. He had the genie and so on.
He was the guy with the genie who was like a doofus.
Right.
He was no Robin Williams, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Or a Dorim. Or
Anyway,
Robin
at some point, he writes a letter to some other wizard as part of the... Oh, do I have to do this again? As part of the Black Cloak Society. I can't go south. There it goes. And he implies also that Mordak was part of this Black Cloak Society. And maybe Manannan as well. So, like, all these King's Quest villains were tied together through this Black Cloak Society, right? So the fandom took that and kind of made it fanon, which is like canon, but what the fans think is canon. Anyway.
Fat Ganon.
Fat Ganon.
What?
It's Fat Ganon. That like all of the King's Quest villains, including Hagatha in King's Quest 2 here, and
The Witch.
and Lolote in King's Quest 4, like they're all tied together with the Society of the Black Cloak. It was never actually intended. In fact, Roberta Williams was like, that's just something we just threw in there. Like, it was never really an intended thing. But so this fan remake, especially this one, and also somewhat the remake of King's Quest 3, which we may or may not do eventually, takes this idea and basically makes it this big backdrop. So now this father is in charge of this Black Cloak Society, and Hagatha's part of it, and it's implied that Count Kaldor is part of it as well.
They're the Dark Lords of the Sith.
They are, except there's more than two of them. And
There's
so
Darth Lolote.
Darth
And
Lolote.
Darth Kaldar. And Darth Revan.
Darth Mananmanan. Darth Revan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's
He's the brainwashed one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not true. Anyway, here's...
a Darth Father.
No, I am your father.
I am your Vader.
I knew that already. It's your name.
The boatman
Oh, right.
accepts your payment and motions for you to climb into the boat.
Anyway, here's toolbox I found in a dwarves thing.
The
Hey,
shrouded ghoul
Gringotts.
paddles
Hey,
across the
blimey.
toxic lake
I
to
still
the
got the
shore on
coins,
other
though, according
side.
to my inventory.
We're calling
Okay,
to your
so
inventory.
here the poisonous brambles part.
Don't die.
I've got to pray just to make it today. So, negative universe once again.
After swallowing the magic sugar cube, you get a feeling of invincibility.
This is what sugar do. Speaking
The
of sugar,
sharp thorns brush against your skin. However,
Magical
instead of
root
feeling
beer
intense
cube.
pain, you only experience a slight tingling sensation. Evidently, the magic sugar cube did its job.
Forget the Black Cloak Society. I'm going to see the Joy Luck Club.
what the? Uh-oh, it's the Michael Jackson Thriller
Oh,
ghost.
but where's the Thriller?
Thriller. Apparently, they're not committing
When you
copyright
speak to the
infringement.
ghosts, they utter a mournful wail.
Most successful album of all time.
Sorry, I'm making a whale.
Your word is your oak, but this oak,
Well, do I just walk into him? Let's see what happens when I walk into him.
Butts.
as you approach the ghosts wearing the black cloak, they seem to notice you, and then begin to drift away towards the cemetery.
Oh, I guess I'm going over here. Oh, anyway.
Now we're over here.
Look,
The main entrance to the castle
it looks like it's got a cross in it, so let's cross the threshold.
Ugh.
Having an idea,
Every
you push
word's
the
like a
crucifix
hot
into
knife.
the cross-shaped keyhole. It fits. You hear a click, and the door unlocks.
And then you hear a clack.
And then the door unblocks.
You push the heavy wooden door open, take
what I
a
was
deep
gonna
breath,
say, but it'll go
and
with it.
step
All right.
nervously inside the castle entrance.
Let's find out why this place is
The moment you enter the great hall of the castle, you begin shivering uncontrollably. And not just
I'm
from
shivering
the cold.
uncontrollably.
This place has an air of death
You're
wherever you
racist.
go.
It's a guilt shiver.
As if creeping around this huge castle was not enough, knowing full well that an undead creature
Turn
resides
undead.
here, would unnerve even the most
A
stout-hearted
gas!
of adventurers. You feel desperate to get what you came
Lich
for,
is binding
and anxious
ghouls?
to leave
Turn
as
on
quickly
dead.
as possible.
That one's a stretch.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's explore Deathland, also known as
Deathland.
Vegas.
What?
I'm not trying to think Vegas, but
You take the shot.
I've got a shovel because now we're suddenly in Space Quest 4. I'm Space Quest, King's Quest. Sorry.
You can't. You hold your candle up to the blaze.
Hey.
You attempt to mold the candle into a wax miniature,
But it
the
just
candle
fizzles and
remains
dies.
unimpressed.
It remains unimpressed. Get it? Because you're trying to make an impression into the wax, but it was impressed. Let's. Why are we up this? What?
The window looks out onto the island far below.
What?
You are
Island
not
up the
desperate
road.
enough to climb out the window.
I'm betting later we'll climb out that window, but for now I'm going to fall 5 feet. Let's see if it'll let me do it.
They won't gonna do.
What? I can't fall off the stairs. What kind of King's Quest game is this?
Sounds like a remake to me.
Sounds like a jerk.
Excuse me.
There is no wood.
Oh, I was hoping I could go in the fireplace.
Sorry, there's no exit strategy.
Oh, it's like I'm at war. Let's go in
This
here.
is just a small storage room.
Oh.
Rows of red wine barrels are neatly stacked and piled along the wall.
Oh.
At least you think they contain wine.
It might be
Seeing
cranberry
nothing else of real
juice.
importance, you head back into the dining
No,
room.
anything but that.
No! This Count Calder needs to be regular.
The staircase beyond is very dark. Fortunately, your candle provides just
Because
enough
he's
light
highly
to see where you are
unorthodox.
going.
Fortunately, your candle makes the screen happy. Whatever. All right, here's the coffin.
The lid of the beautifully carved coffin is closed.
So, what?
That's it. Yes,
The
thank you.
thick
The
black cloak that
sarcophagus?
you are wearing hampers your efforts to lift the.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You are pleased your adventuring clothes and hat still fit you. Life as a king hasn't ruined your shape. Yet.
So sometimes it makes a masturbation joke, but then other times it's just like, hey, you're looking pretty good. So, you know, consistency. Let's take off the cloak. Ah, rats!
You remove the black.
Horde?
Nervously, you lift the heavy lid of the elegant coffin.
But it just fizzles and dies.
I can't.
You peek into its red satin
Why are we
interior.
doing this at
The
night?
coffin
Couldn't
is
we wait till the next
unoccupied,
day and let
you
like?
feel relief
No.
wash over you.
Oh, well, maybe it's
As you
because he
prepare
beard.
to look inside the coffin.
Good look. Gotta turn my head down. Uh oh.
I presume.
Yeah. Blah.
You turn on your heel. There, blocking the only exit from this dismal room, stands the Count. His skin is pale.
That's
his
one.
eyes
One
jet
dead
black.
king.
He wears a black cloak nearly identical to the
Count
one that you
Blood
possess.
You know me?
Ah, yes,
Yes,
indeed.
I've read your biography.
Sister
I'm Edward Norton.
Agatha alerted me to your arrival. Dear
He looks like Ed
king.
Norton from The Illusionist.
A little bit.
Desperate to stall for time, you query the Count.
What are you doing on
Sister
Saturday?
Agatha,
Oh, I
you
mean,
say? Who is she?
The Count
Queer him.
regards you
What are you
with a
doing with that queer
suspicious
haircut,
glare.
queer?
Though I suspect
Wait,
you
what?
already know the answer.
That was from The Simpsons.
Agatha is a charming mage
Yeah.
who does as she pleases in this land.
blah.
Strange. I was not aware a new ruler had been elected.
Oh
Do
snap!
not be
Graham
foolish.
bringing out the sass.
Agatha has no interest in the politics of this wretched place. Nor do I, in point of fact. Death tends to diminish one's taste for power.
For now, I just head of
No.
Republican Party.
Present, she is interested only in
Rule you
one
like a king.
thing. As am I, your destruction.
Here's an atomic bomb. Rah.
The Count no longer.
Well, come on in and look at this.
I know me better, man. What the?
Ah, well, that didn't work.
In an instant,
Pretty
you are
quick.
flat against the wall.
Quick
the
guy.
Count has you pinned
Well, he is
so
a
well you
vampire.
can't
They-
move a muscle,
move quick.
much less put up a
They
defense.
move quick.
They move quick. So
You can feel the Count's
He looks very
iron-cold
nonplussed.
hand on your throat. You have barely seconds before the inevitable happens.
before he breaks into a song and dance,
Oh no.
I think you're actually supposed to.
Breaking no song and dance.